If you frequently fly or have flown and experience ear pressure buildup or changes in the state of your ears after you fly, today I'm going to share with you 4 powerful tips to prevent that negative experience the next time you take a trip and you're in the air for any period of time. And I'm also excited to share with you in this video 1 powerful tool that'll be a game changer. So let's kick off with today's ear healing video. One of the challenges with flying is how the air pressure affects your ears and your sinuses and just how you're feeling. It's not infrequent that I see patients and even experience in our own lives with our son changes in the state of his ear health after we've gone on a trip. And sometimes, in many cases, it can make the trip horrible because you've flown to some awesome vacation getaway and your ears are plugged and stuffed, and maybe it even triggers a sinus infection or ear infection. These 4 tips are going to prevent that and nip that experience for you moving forward. Tip number 1 is to always travel with and have on hand saline spray. Nasal saline spray is really key for lubricating the sinus passages, and it also is an antiseptic, so it helps prevent any type of airborne ick that might be present in the air of traveling in the airport or being on the plane. When we fly and the pressurized cabins, it actually creates a dry mucosal membrane in our sinuses, making you more susceptible to an illness or any type of infection, and the pressure also plays a role in that. So by lubricating your sinuses with saline spray, you want a saline spray before you get on the plane, you want a saline spray before takeoff, you want a saline spray during the flight. And on average, I recommend saline spray at least once every hour. So if you're on a 4-hour flight, you want to spray 4 times. If you're like us, more recently, we were on a 10-hour flight and we sprayed every hour, so 10 sprays in each nose. Saline spray is really effective at minimizing the inflamed state of your sinus passageways, which directly influences the state of your Eustachian tubes and helps level the pressure that you might be experiencing in your ear. Today's video is sponsored by my Ultimate Ear Health Masterclass. This masterclass addresses an assortment of ear and hearing and wax problems patients have. In this masterclass, you will find out natural, productive, and long-term ways to help support your ear health and to promote sustainable hearing. You can register for this masterclass and gain lifetime access. There will be a link in the description box below where you can register today. Now, the second tip is my favorite new find, and I'm so excited to share with you this powerful travel tool. These are called earplanes. Earplanes are for kids and they have adult versions. To be honest with you, if you have small ear canals, I'm one that falls into this category. The kids version can fit small ear canals that adults have. So you might want to buy the children version. But these little devices are these little silicone inserts in your ear. They're gentle and you're not pushing it way too far. But what they do is they limit the amount of pressure influencing your eardrum, and also minimizes that high-pitched kind of sound that's really annoying. Like, I cannot handle being on a plane and having that weird airplane noise. Well, putting earplanes in your ears, so you put one in each ear, it lowers the volume of the surrounding kind of airplane noise. It also helps minimize and block the pressure changes that can sometimes pull an eardrum or pressurize an eardrum in a way that it causes irritation and pain. This is great for kids. I honestly wish I would have known these when we were traveling back and forth from Florida to Georgia when Gabriel was a baby and a toddler. These would have come in really handy. These can function like earplugs too because they cut the amount of volume. The noise reduction rating on these, it's 20 decibels, which is significant. So if you put in earplanes and wear your noise blocking ear headphones, friends, it's a game changer. It's like you're at home in your own house without that noise. I promise it works. It's so amazing. Recently, Brian, Gabriel, and I, we all 3 used the earplanes on our flight from the Dallas area to our first destination on our Europe trip of Amsterdam. We were in the air over 10 hours and it was an amazing change to our ear experience. The recommendation for earplanes is that you want to insert these before takeoff. Continue wearing them until you hear kind of that seatbelt sound where they go ding, we're at 10,000 feet. And then you can take them out then. Some people may want to choose to keep them in. I'm a proponent of that. Like, I actually love to wear them because they were so noise canceling. But then you also want to insert them in as you're descending. So usually the cue here is when the flight attendants are walking up and down the aisles and picking up trash and your pilot says, okay, we're cleared for descent. That's when you want to put them in. You're about 30 to 45 minutes away from your destination. That helps minimize the air pressure changes as you're descending. And they also are super compact. Like, this is how big the little case is. It's easy to put this in your pocket, so they don't take up a lot of space. These are awesome, and I'm including a link where you can grab these. There's two versions, a kid's version and for smaller ear canals, and then an adult version. So my third recommendation is to take a bag of teas, and you want to take ginger tea with you. Drinking ginger tea before, during, and your flight can be very helpful at minimizing the fluid flushing within your body. This helps getting fluid moving. It helps minimize accumulation of fluid in the middle ear canal. It also is good for minimizing mucus production and inflammation. So when we're looking at, a lot of times, Eustachian tubes, there's some inflammation and the pressure changes are really challenging for people to equalize. Ginger can help minimize and offset the amount of inflammation influencing that pressure imbalance. I recommend a cup of tea before you go to the airport. Drink at least 1 or 2 cups while you're flying, and then when you land at your destination, drink another cup. That's a really good way to kind of sandwich your flight and maximize the benefits of ginger. And my fourth tip is a really common recommendation, which is to chew on the ascent and the descent. So chewing a gum, having a really good kind of thicker gum, maybe 2 or 3 pieces of gum, just chewing and constantly moving your jaw so that your eustachian tubes and the jaw and the bones of the ear, the synovial joints, are moving. That also acts as a massaging agent of the eustachian tube and helps move fluid. So make sure you're chewing gum as you ascend. Most people chew gum on the descent. I have found that a lot of folks don't chew gum on the ascent, and that tends to be where the pressure begins. And so we need to kind of prevent it so that when we're on the descent, that it's not so overwhelming. But you definitely want to start the flight chewing gum and in the flight chewing gum. And then if you're eating on the plane, that's going to motivate the joints and fluid movement. But if you're not, pop some more gum mid-flight if you're feeling kind of that weird pressure. But all 4 tips are highly effective. I'm excited. These tips you can deploy for your next flight, and I guarantee you'll have a totally different experience with the pressure building up in your ear during the flight and after. So you have a much more enjoyable experience on your much needed and deserved vacation. If you're curious about any other ear health videos, I'm going to link some of my popular videos here, and links for all these products will be down in the description box below. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on our next video.